AFKArena is a completely different game than what it used to be just a few months ago. Changes like signature items, furniture, and much more really dictate what this game is about. So in this video, we're going to look into the future and get ready for the changes coming up with the most recent dev Q&A. Some of you probably thinking this intro was scripted, but nope, I'm just getting better at this. Like my last rework video, I never know what to prepare to with these guys. Sometimes I need to focus my work for 1 or 2 days, and by the time I'm back, huge changes. Real talk, but I digress. Let's see what's up with this 8th Q&A feedback from them. I haven't seen all of the past ones, but we're gonna talk about some devs, lots to get into. They posted it on Twitter. It's pretty mild, but there's some part of it you might not believe at first. Starting up with Couchy. Now, many of you don't know the AFK developer personalities. Allow me to briefly introduce you to Couchy. He's like the coolest guy there. He has some good stuff under his belt, for example the Antandra rework and making ults better, but he is also responsible for some real sus furniture buffs we saw a couple updates ago and buffing stuff like Talene. He's also the only guy there who knows how to buff heroes without completely breaking the meta. And here he is talking about the Misty Valley. Now look, I like the strategy element of Misty Valley, but some people hated it, and I like how Couchy quickly identified the correct one to be difficult. Identifying issues shouldn't be a given, having they buffed Lucretia a couple times. But here, this guy talks just right about how killing back row Tussie isn't straightforward. That's right, Lilith, good stuff. Now, given Couchy is the only dev that doesn't break stuff, I like the idea of him reworking some of the Misty Valley. It might introduce more interesting strategy instead of just making it blindfold speedrun material. Hongchen is another one we know. He's a guy who changes his avatar. He did the abyssal frame changes that got overridden last patch, so now is a time to shine, and he shines. Less factionless gear through the field of stars. Loving the implementation and the solution here. Loving the idea. Great stuff. This means you guys watching the channel absolutely destroying the endgame, unlocking all your constellations. You will have more factional gear than your friends. Hope they don't ruin it this time for Hong. Hope this goes through. Awesome change. Now Jiang. He promised us in the past they'll raise the rewards for campaign, optimize Field of Stars. We didn't see much of that, but he also talked about reworking artifacts, and did he deliver, like with the class artifacts? So he's a big achiever kind of a guy. Now they took this dream big guy and they did him rough with the dimensional question, basically asking him if Labstore will ever be relevant in the future. He goes ahead and explains the reasoning for the double releases, mentioning they'll be limited by the IP owners, which is a big part of it, that's correct. And then this is what you want to know. He says no more than 2 heroes will be released in 1 month. Bro, 2 heroes in 1 month is still a lot. I wanted you to dream big, tell me stuff about dimensional currency, but nope, not much flexibility here. I guess I get it, at least they hear the feedback, but it goes back, there won't be any huge changes here. I'm running out of dimensional links at this point, but I guess maybe for me it's fine because I can make you guys a dimensional link guide. Anyways, moving on, tough question. Dawn. Now you OGs, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't think we saw Dawn for a while. So he's basically making his premiere in the Thunderdome, making sense of the obvious question, who thought Candy Crush was a thematic idea for the game? Now the better question would be who's their dealer, but Dawn steps in here to give us an answer. Now he can't call it Candy Crush because they didn't buy the IP for it. Imagine if they would, we'd have like a chocolate bar dimensionals in our hand. Anyways, he said this was supposed to be a casual Battles of Blood. Dawn, are you for real? He goes on, so many people hadn't played Candy Crush and got offended. No, this is not why we got offended. The reason we got offended is if I want to do Candy Crush, I just download Candy Crush. If I want to do strategy with AFK, like I do AFK, it's just different things. It has nothing to do with each other. Except the people running. Makes no sense, bro. We should have looked more carefully at player feedback, he says, or at all for that matter. They'll try to not make the same mistake again, and they'll add a health feature to not punish those who finished. I guess it's fine, the way people who like it can do it for their friends, so overall fine on you, Don, though you should get Couchy to be your stuff. Couchy would tell him to cut the first 2 paragraphs, and then we'd be cool. So overall for this Q&A, Misty Valley reworks, they might consider slowing dimensionals, but no pinky promises. Help feature for Candy Crush, that's pretty fun. And lastly, this Q&A's winner has to be Hongchen. That's the guy who said we'll get less factionless gear with the constellations. Remember, in the last one, they reworked half the heroes and changed campaigns, some content with this more relaxed changed overall. Look at this, it's decent, nothing too big, but we don't need anything too big with the amount of changes recently. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know below if you'd like more. Like and subscribe, and for now, I've been Linker. Peace.